I am with the wonderful Ron Ben Israel, and he just showed me a new machine, which I have to have. It's like a giant pasta machine.
It's a giant pasta
but it's
machine.
For fondant, and it rolls things out so smoothly. How gorgeous this is.
And
So
you don't get
it's called
any
a
pain.
sheeter, right?
It's called a sheeter.
Yeah.
But if we don't have a sheeter at home, we use our curtain rods that
That's
we cut
what I've
into
been
pieces.
using forever,
right?
but this is more interesting.
I know. It's great. We
Boy.
like machines.
Yes, okay,
Would you
so-
do the first cut, the first
Okay, so
iron?
what are we trying to do?
We're
What
going
size?
to cut
A beautiful...
strips
Okay.
that are going to be
beautiful
applied
strip.
to our
Now,
bridal
Ron
shower
is
cake.
going to take a theme and carries it through an entire bridal shower to a wedding, right? So you just, and what is this one? A very sophisticated.
Well, that's sophisticated and chic, where we
Yes.
took away everything that is not necessary, like festoons and plastic columns, and we're keeping it in black and white, chic. I found out that if I want to have strips floating in the middle of the tier, it's very easy to get warped. So I pinned up a fabric ribbon that will be removed.
Yes.
And I'm going to apply, we can either use water or piping gel. Piping gel is a little more sticky than water.
Oh, I have a beautiful piece of fondant for you.
Yeah, and I'm going to wait for the black one. Now, you know, we can actually buy the ready-made black and other primary colors fondant, which makes my life even easier, because to mix black into white will take a long time.
Oh, so we're trying to get a stripe of black up there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just like in the sewing show. It's all
Yes,
connected.
it is.
So if you can lift one of the strips.
Okay. And what do I just bring it to
Right.
you?
And I'm going to start
So it
applying
doesn't stretch?
It's really, it can roll very thinly, but it doesn't tear. That's the nice thing about the satin ice fondant, that
Okay.
it stays. And I'm going
So
to...
this design is called Chic Simplicity?
Right. It's
Okay.
it reminds me of...
I don't think of you as simple.
Well, we start with chic simplicity,
Okay.
and then we build up.
I
and some of
see.
our cakes
That's-
to the Plaza Hotel, which we love, become very French Baroque.
Oh yes, I love your cake. I love all your cakes. Oh, this one is Chic Simplicity with a great big flower, and then the Baroque one. Do we have a picture of that? One of Ron's fantastic. Well, that gets a little bit more complicated with jewelry
Right.
on it, right?
Bling.
Bling.
What bride does not like bling?
Oh, all brides, yes. And we have one more fabulous. Yes, that one. Is that more Baroque?
Right. Absolutely.
Yes.
And you see that we even build the legs out of icing.
Oh, so
you can
very
always
beautiful.
go more and more complex.
Oh yes. So then here you have gotten that on. What if you don't have this gel? What else could you use?
Water, plain water
Oh,
will
well-
do it, but we have to be careful not to smear.
Okay. So there.
And we can
Oh,
keep on
that's
adding
nice.
more and more using my ribbon
Right.
method.
What a great idea.
Right?
Yeah, perfect.
I think I took it from you, from one of your sewing shows.
Did you really? Yes.
I always look at your show. Now, could you please, Martha, use
painting.
my old...
Oh, just to cut some
Yeah.
rounds?
Now, these are leftovers because I used to do a lot of piping in royal icing, and I stopped.
Yes.
Because we're looking to simplify and go back to the classics. So our swags are actually
Here, yeah, so
perfect.
it's beautiful. So you can make polka dots. You can make, yeah, and this is easy. If you cut it, you just push it out with the back of a bamboo
Right.
skewer. Yes.
And you can cut them in advance.
Okay.
And this is also something I got from the magazine, I think when you were doing pillows. It's just a simple template that we
Right.
cut. And if you could pin it here.
Oh, okay. Where's the pins?
The pins are over here.
Okay. I'll pin for you.
So
You want it
those
down on the-
things,
do you want it down on the?
just on one of the points. Simple things have to be very accurate. So I use a paper template, and then using our piping gel, we're going to apply them a little
Oh,
bit.
lovely. Yeah. So I love this piping gel stuff.
Right? It's a little bit
Wow.
sticky. It's really what's used for...
And it's edible.
Absolutely. Piping gel is used to glaze fruit tarts and pies. So it's a clear pectin substance.
Oh, and if you have trouble picking them up, you just.
But you know,
slide it
if
off.
we're starting with black and white, very chic,
I was putting the big dots on.
that's nice too.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, and you can play with the designs.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to say is that if a bride comes to us and says, I don't want black and white, I want something more complex, we can always paint it and add a little bit of
Well,
shimmer.
this could be pink and white. This could
Exactly.
be any color.
Green and blue
Yes.
for
Right.
babies.
Yeah. Now
So-
his mind is going to babies. Oh, this is so beautiful. And now, just to make one flower so we can gild the lily, as it's called, right?
Of course. And do you remember Audrey Hepburn in My Fair Lady?
Of course.
And everybody comes to the Ascot scene wearing black and white and gray,
Yes.
like
And
us today. And she shows up, Audrey Hepburn, with a giant peony in fuchsia.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to try and do today. One flower instead of many creates such an impact. A giant rose, or using on a wedding cake many of the same flower. White
So,
gardenias.
you just have to see this. This little ball, you use a little one?
Yeah, the ball
You just
too.
run this around the edge. It
Carol.
makes the petal. And you're using like a
sponge.
A
simple
sponge, yeah.
And these are Easter egg, which is coming, Easter egg molds that I'm using to dry the petals.
How fantastic.
Right? And you can do different things. You can thin the edges. You can even cup the whole petal.
Oh, like this? Just run it on?
So, you know how with calligraphy and invitation, we start with a save the date and end up with a thank yous? The same way with the
Mine
bridal
doesn't look
shower
like
cake.
yours.
Well, it looks like a Martha petal.
Yes, it does. More
So
like
how about on half
Oh, so
on,
these
half
have to
off?
dry.
Right, so they hold the shape.
I see.
And we always like to find ways to dry our petals.
Oh, and then to make the center, you just use a little,
Exactly.
is that a,
I made the silicone
oh,
press
I love.
out of a button. So here are the dry petals. Could you use the roller to pipe a little attachment?
Okay, right here?
Yeah. And let's try, here are dried petals, and we're going to attach them to the center.
So
easy.
beautiful.
So this looks like a giant anemone.
It will. It will indeed. This is so beautiful.